Today's topic is approaching a new decade. I am so excited to approach this new decade. 20 I'm sorry, like I'm extremely excited to turn 20 and just get older. Um but like a couple seconds ago, someone asked me, they were like, "Do you want to be in social media famous?" And I was like, "Oh," I was. He gagged me a little bit. Like I was so done. I was dead. It sent me through like a very bad loop. Wait, what do I actually want? What do I need? What do I want? But ultimately, it kind of just resulted to me being like, I just created a safe space. Like that's all that I'm doing. I just created a safe space for someone, and I'm able to show my teenage 20s to myself, and to myself when I'm older and stuff like that, for my kids, whatever it is. And if people enjoy my content and tag along, then that's perfect. That's amazing. Um, I don't know. It's kind of like being there for someone, as if like they say, like the person you are now is the person who you needed as a kid, and that is so hard and so true. Like I would have, like I would die for someone like me when I was a kid. Like I would have freaking died. Like I would just died. So I think that's beautiful, and I feel like if you have that like mentality, or if you have that like um thing about you, I feel like life can be so beautiful. Like life can be so beautiful once you find something you're so passionate about, and just like really go for it, and like love people and good energy. Anyways, I'm going to read you this letter. I wrote myself this letter. It says, "Thank you for existing almost 20 years in a couple of more hold on. Sorry. It says, "Thank you for existing almost 20 years in a couple days. Nothing will change, actually, just more time to reflect, grow, and mess up. In an odd way, I'm very excited to experience emotions I have never felt, like heartbreak or love. I really can't wait to be able to relate to this awful, heart stopping love sad songs. I can't wait to fall in love with myself even more, and all the solo trips we're going to do, all the new people who will enter my life, all the new knowledge I'm going to gain. I can't wait to make this new decade something insane and live and just exist. Some of the biggest things that really shaped my teens was denial, loneliness, rejection, freedom, anger, disappointment. But I was able to turn that into self-love, self-discipline, self-control, self-respect. All self, all of me, myself, these 20s, I will make so many friends, kiss so many humans, celebrate, jump off joy from being so excited about life. But I want the balance, the lonely dark nights, going out alone, reading, crying alone, loving myself, discovering more about my mind and body. I'm so excited for you, Stardust. You have no idea what awaits." And then I said, "P.S. You did amazing in your teens. I love you." Uh, that was a letter that I wrote to myself. Um, and I'm very excited about like life in general. I think having this, I've been around a lot of people who are figuring out their life. Like they're deciding what major to take, they're deciding what college to go to, deciding what states to move out of, whatever it is, and that is beautiful. That is extremely beautiful, and I couldn't be happier. But I've been like hit with the same question. So what are you doing? Like if you're not going to college, what are you doing? And I think for me, it's more like I'm literally just existing. Like I don't go to college. You know, I'm just existing. Like I think one of the many like things that I love about my life is how I chose not to go to college. Of like I chose to see what awaits for me, like see a different path. Like I don't think college is, it's like being first generation, and this is like your parents' hopes and dreams to go to college. And in a way, I do kind of feel like, oh crap, like I kind of messed that up, or I'm sorry. But they understand this, and I've talked to them about this for a while now. I was like, college is just not for me, and I'm just not going, and I choose to do something different. and they were totally okay with it. Like that was one of the most times I've ever gotten like acceptance from my parent from my parents, was me telling them, no, I don't want to go to college. I don't know if they just felt, you know, a financial like, oh yay, like we don't have to pay for this college, or I don't know. I feel, or maybe like this was just like what they kind of expected from me. Do you think like this is, they're like, okay, yeah, like obviously he probably doesn't want to go to that is so funny. Like if my parents bar is so low, they're like, if, as long as this kid is able to like maintain like a healthy life, then go for it, bud. That is, I never thought of that. Like the bar is so low for my parents. That is so adorable to me, actually. But as I was saying, uh I chose not to go to college. Like you know, whatever, who cares? I keep talking about freaking college. Who the hell cares? Honestly, who cares? I'm sorry. I know like you went to college or whatever, but like who cares? Like I get it, you went to college. I couldn't care less, you know? Like, oh yeah, tell me how that like 600K debt is going. Tell me about how, you know, you're losing sleep and you don't have a social life. Well, I don't have a social life either. But I do sleep very well. I sleep very well. Um, but it's so funny to me. I just think it's hilarious, just the different life paths. And I guess it's, I'm like, I grew up in the suburbs. Like every house is literally like this, and that in that row. But you know, I'm like first generation. I'm queer. Like you know, I feel like I just have a, like I don't need this. I feel like in my past lives, I've said this so many times. I feel like in my past lives, you know, I was a doctor, a lawyer, whatever, like very important things. And I think this is like my last life. Like I think this is literally the last itsy bitsy life Manny Rico has. And I think this is just it. Like I think this is where I stop. And I think that's so beautiful to me. Like I think it is so beautiful how like I am not expecting anything from Manny Rico. Like I like my bar is so low. Like, you know, like so low. That song by Frank Ocean hits so hard. Solo. Solo, solo. That song hits. That song hits. Frank Ocean, honestly, okay, I have this friend, and I've been trying to get into more Frank Ocean because they liked Frank Ocean. You know, it's kind of that thing where it's like, wait, if you're into it, like gives such pick me vibes, which is like my biggest fear. But I kind of feel like that is, like we're all a little pygmy, right? Like I feel like we're all a little pygmy. Like we're all, we have a little bit of pick us inside of us. Like we all want to be chosen. Like pick us. But some people don't. I feel like sometimes I'm like I really couldn't care less if you chose me. Like I really could not care less because I'm always after like what I, you know, what I kind of want. Like okay, like it has to go both ways. Um, but anyways, pygmies. Who cares? Also, like if you're a pygmy, go for it. Like live your life. Honestly, like hating on basic, well, like people who like basic things is so whack and like so weird to me. It's like, dog, they're just enjoying what they want. Like granted, maybe they're not because they're just trying to like, you know, be someone else, but it's still okay. Like who cares, dude? We are literally in here for like 90 years, and like I'm already at 20, so it's like who cares? Like who cares absolutely what happens and what you do? Like go kiss a human, go have sex, go, you know, safely and legally do drugs, you know, do all of those things. Like go work out, like wake up at 5 in the morning to go to the gym, or go to sleep at like 2 in the morning, or go party wherever. Like who cares? Just freaking do you. Like just do you, and always try to be like the better version of yourself, and always try to improve yourself, and always surround yourself with positive people, and people who you love, and you know, all of those things. But like who cares about anything else? Like if you're not hurting someone else, who cares? You shouldn't be worried if they, you know, they shouldn't be worried about you as long as you're not hurting anybody else. And that's done. Like that is so valid. Like it's so valid to, you know, go to college and do all of these things. But like for me, it is also completely valid for me to not do this and just simply just freaking exist and just love and just, you know, create and explore. Like why would I want to waste so much time, you know? Anyways, that's kind of just like what's in my brain right now. I love you so much. We are in this together, and we're gonna grow and evolve and become like so hot and just like super sexy, and we're gonna have like someone to love and someone who's gonna love us, and we're also gonna love ourselves. If anything, like we're going to love ourselves at like 1,000%. Like I'm sorry if I don't, like that's so whack. Like what do you mean you don't love yourself? You know, like way, like maybe we should refocus. Like, do you love yourself? That should be like the number one question. Do you love yourself? And at times I've been like, no, like I have zero feelings towards myself. But gradually I'm like, I love myself. Like you have to love yourself. I'm sorry, like it's so tacky and so corny and like gross and ew. But you really do just have to love yourself. Like what other option do you have? Are you gonna hate yourself? Are you gonna hate this life, this body that the universe has given you and will take away? Like why would you want to hate this? This is beautiful. This is magical. You literally like eat yummy things, you breathe like oxygen, you're incredibly smart, you're incredibly beautiful, you're able to love other people, you're able to visit. Like if you don't want to be where you're at, stand up and literally just leave. Get up and leave, take a shower. Anyways, I love you so much. Please be safe. Goodbye.